I'm Christopher German for KCTV News for Thursday, December 18th, 2025. Here are the stories we're following for you. Oregon State Police identified the victim of a fatal two-vehicle crash that occurred on Tuesday. And local officials in Klamath Falls are rallying behind a new legislative effort designed to help rural airports like Crater Lake Klamath Regional Airport overcome the financial hurdles of attracting commercial airlines. And a powerful atmospheric river is set to impact the region starting tonight, bringing a complex mix of heavy rain, high elevation snow, and damaging winds to Klamath County. And we're now broadcasting this newscast on YouTube. So smash that subscribe button and follow us every day for local news from the Klamath Basin for the Klamath Basin. And tonight's news is brought to you by
wishing you a Merry Christmas
and a Happy New Year from everyone here. Cheers!
At KCTV, we're decking the halls and trimming the tree, and we want to invite all of Klamath County to join us. Send us your Christmas greeting to your friends and neighbors in the basin, and we will air it all month long on our channel and in our broadcasts. What better way to show your love for our community than with a holiday wish to everyone in the Klamath Basin? 'Tis the season to be merry and get your business some recognition for the holidays for just $100. And from all of us at KCTV, have a blessed and warm holiday season. Well, our top story today, Oregon State Police have identified the victim of a fatal two-vehicle crash that occurred on Tuesday, December 16th, 2025, in Klamath County. The head-on collision claimed the life of Tristan Charles Morrow, 26, of Chiloquin. The accident took place at approximately 6:40 p.m. near milepost 255 on Highway 97. According to the preliminary investigation by troopers, a southbound Chevrolet Silverado 2500 lost control and crossed into the northbound lane. The truck then struck Morrow's northbound Toyota Helix head-on. Emergency responders declared Morrow deceased at the scene. The driver of the Chevrolet, identified as 37-year-old Gordon Travis Gilmer of Sacramento, California, sustained minor injuries. One passenger in the Chevrolet was also treated for minor injuries, while a second passenger was reported uninjured. The crash impacted traffic on Highway 97 for about an hour, while the Oregon Department of Transportation and local fire crews assisted with the scene. Oregon State Police are continuing to investigate the exact cause of the crash, including road conditions at the time of the impact. And a final state-mandated audit released on December 17, 2025, has delivered a scathing assessment of Oregon's Measure 110 drug treatment programs. The report issued by Secretary of State Audits Division concludes that despite the state spending approximately $800 million since 2021, the Oregon Health Authority has failed to establish a coordinated system or demonstrate stable, meaningful results for those struggling with addiction. The audit highlights several critical failures within the program's implementation and oversight. Measure 110 services remain isolated from the rest of Oregon's behavioral health system, creating a fragmented landscape that makes it difficult for individuals to navigate care. Auditors also found that the OHA lacks reliable information to track basic metrics, meaning the state cannot determine how many people have been served or if overdose rates have actually declined due to the program. Frequent leadership changes at the OHA and the annual legislative revisions, including the 2024 move to recriminalize possession, have undermined the program's stability and prevented the development of long-term strategies. While $391 million in grants was awarded in 2025 alone, the audit notes that the grant process has been inconsistent and lacked proper oversight, leading to what was described as a dysfunctional implementation. The report has triggered sharp criticism from Oregon's political leadership. Secretary of State Tobias Reed stated that enough is enough, emphasizing that the program's shortcomings are due to a failure in basic governance and accountability rather than a lack of resources. House Republican leader Lucetta Elmer characterized the findings as a failure of leadership, arguing the program lacked the urgency and direction required to address the rising overdose crisis. In response, the OHA agreed with only half of the audit's 6 recommendations. The agency disputed the requirements to evaluate the program's impact on overdose rates, citing the complicating influence of the fentanyl epidemic and arguing that the early data is not comparable to current metrics. The audit represents the third and final legislatively mandated review of Measure 110 as the state moves toward a model of deflection following the recriminalization of hard drugs. The report serves as a warning that without a unified roadmap and better data standards, the public health goals of the original measure may remain unfulfilled. And Oregon Attorney General Dan Rayfield has officially joined a coalition of 16 other states and District of Columbia in a federal lawsuit against the Trump administration. The legal challenge centers on the federal government's decision to halt more than $2 billion in funding earmarked for electric vehicles, charging infrastructure, which previously authorized by Congress under the bipartisan infrastructure law. The lawsuit filed on December 16th in U.S. District Court for the Western District of Washington alleges that the administration is unlawfully withholding these funds, violating the constitutional separation of powers and the Administrative Procedures Act. The freeze directly threatens a major $102 million project Oregon launched in partnership with California and Washington. This initiative was designed to build a network of electric and hydrogen charging stations for medium and heavy-duty trucks along Interstate 5 and other critical freight corridors. Attorney General Rayfield emphasized that these delays do more than just stall charging stations. They create economic uncertainty for contractors and workers while threatening supply chains and the state's transition to cleaner transportation options. This is the second significant legal battle over EV funding this year. Earlier in 2025, a similar coalition successfully sued to force the release of $5 billion from the National Electric Vehicle Infrastructure Program after a federal judge ruled that the administration's freeze was likely unlawful. The new lawsuit specifically targets 2 programs, the Charging and Fueling Infrastructure Grant Program and the Electric Vehicle Charger Reliability and Accessibility Accelerator. The administration has characterized this spending as waste of taxpayer dollars and previously ordered a pause on these programs as part of a broader effort to review and terminate Green New Deal era policies. However, the suing states argue that because Congress mandated the spending on a bipartisan basis, the executive branch does not have the authority to unilaterally put the brakes on the investment.
Klamath Falls is a lot of things to a lot of people, but the growing music industry in Klamath Falls is one thing that might surprise you. Thank goodness we have a music store on Main Street to meet the needs of musicians everywhere. A music store on Main Street specializes in services on stringed instruments and pianos. We have the largest selection of in-stock strings in Southern Oregon. Our family-run shop since 2011 has offered internet pricing with small-town service, including new large items like guitars, amps, electric pianos, effects pedals, and more. So stop in today at 1029 Main Street in Klamath Falls or call 541-205-6633.
We wish you a reggae Christmas.
Christmas is here at Pinky's of Klamath Falls. We have everything for that hard-to-shop-for person on your list, from clothing to artwork to smoking accessories. We carry it all. And stop in today and you'll get 20% off your purchase and a free $5 t-shirt. 'Tis the season for giving, and everything you need is at Pinky's of Klamath Falls.
You're welcome, Sizzler and Shabba. You're welcome to the...
And local officials and state representatives in Klamath Falls are rallying behind a new legislative effort designed to help rural airports like Crater Lake Klamath Regional Airport overcome the financial hurdles of attracting commercial airlines. The centerpiece of this effort is House Bill 3965, a measure introduced during the 2025 legislative session that aims to bridge the gap left since the departure of major carriers over a decade ago. Under the proposed legislation, the Oregon Department of Administrative Services would award a $2 million grant specifically to the city of Klamath Falls. This funding is intended to provide the financial leverage needed to secure a service agreement with a commercial airline. To ensure accountability, the bill includes a clawback provision requiring the city to return the funds if a contract for commercial air service is not finalized by June 30th, 2027. State Representative E. Werner Reschke, a member of the Joint Committee on Transportation, is a primary driver of the bill. He has emphasized that the reliable air service is a critical missing link for the region's economy, particularly for major local employers and institutions such as Sky Lakes Medical Center, which requires air access to recruit physicians, Oregon Institute of Technology, and Klamath Community College, 173rd Fighter Wing at Kingsley Field, local manufacturing and tourism sectors that benefit from direct connectivity to major hubs like Portland. Klamath Falls Mayor Carol Westfall and other community leaders have expressed strong support for the measure, noting that the current alternative, a more than hour-long drive to Medford over mountain passes, is a significant barrier during the winter months. While the airport has successfully maintained its federal certifications and received $9.5 billion in FAA grants for runway and taxiway reconstruction, the lack of a commercial carrier remains a primary concern. Supporters believe that with state-backed financial incentives like those in House Bill 3965, the airport will be in a much stronger position to demonstrate to airlines that Klamath Falls is a viable and profitable destination. And 6 Klamath Community College students recently returned from the National Circle of Change Leadership Conference in Los Angeles with newfound confidence and a scholarship win. Desiree Cirillo Hernandez stood out by winning one of the 2 available scholarships after competing against 67 other applicants. The group traveled to California State University with TRIO director Hallie Mentz, supported by college funding and the First Generation Student Success Grant. Attendees included Cirillo Hernandez, Chris Mercado, Evangeline Dysong, Rebecca Hedges, Justin Fields, and Karina Hildebrand. For Cirillo Hernandez, a single mother studying health information management, the trip was a series of firsts, including her first time on an airplane. She shared that the experience helped her address imposter syndrome and move past a constant need for external validation. Chris Mercado, an aspiring veterinarian, emphasized that the value of networking with top-tier professionals. Meanwhile, Rebecca Hedges, a geomatics student, found clarity in the concept of courageous faith, which encourages acting despite fear and insecurity. A highlight for the students was a symbolic board-breaking exercise where they literally chopped through written fears to reach their life goals. This activity resonated with students like Evangeline Dysong, a first-generation student whose parents moved from the Philippines and pushed her to pursue higher education. The conference specifically targeted first-generation students, defined as individuals whose parents did not complete a 4-year degree. These students often face unique challenges, navigating complex academic systems without family guidance, battling imposter syndrome or the feeling that they're faking it in college, hesitating to ask for help for fear of proving they don't belong. Despite these hurdles, being a first-generation student at KCC offers access to specialized TRIO programs, personalized advising, and unique scholarships opportunities designed to foster generational change. Now let's check into this KCTV Skywatch Weather Center, shall we? A powerful atmospheric river is set to impact the region starting tonight, bringing a complex mix of heavy rain, high elevation snow, and damaging winds to Klamath County. Conditions will shift rapidly as warmer air moves in, raising snow levels and increasing the risk of localized flooding and travel disruptions. A high wind warning is in effect for eastern Klamath County and Lake County. That started at 10 a.m. Thursday morning and will carry through till Friday at 4 p.m. Residents should prepare for southwest winds 35 to 45 miles per hour with gusts reaching 55 to 65 in the basins and potentially up to 75 miles per hour over higher terrain. Additionally, a wind advisory covers the rest of Klamath County during the same period. Expected sustained winds of 25 to 35 miles per hour with gusts up to 55 miles per hour. These winds are strong enough to move loose debris, damage property, and cause power outages. Travel will be difficult, particularly for high-profile vehicles on open highways. The system arrives tonight with widespread precipitation. Initially, snow levels will sit between 4,000 and 4,500 feet, bringing light accumulations to areas like Crater Lake and Diamond Lake. However, snow levels will climb aggressively towards 8,000 to 9,000 feet by Thursday afternoon as the core of the atmospheric river moves in, while the heaviest rain on Thursday will focus primarily to the north. Klamath County will still see significant moisture. High temperatures in the Klamath Basin are expected to reach the lower 50s by Thursday night and into Friday. Heaviest bands of rain will sag south, increasing the threat of rising creeks and rivers. The primary storm system begins to exit on Saturday, providing a brief break before the next system arrives on Sunday into Monday. This active wet pattern is forecast to continue through next week, potentially impacting travel plans leading up to Christmas. Safety note, with heavy rain falling on existing snowpack and the potential for intense gusts, keep an eye on local alerts for updates on landslides, rockfalls, and rapid river rises. Now make sure you hit that subscribe button and on YouTube, and you'll find this news every day going forward up on YouTube as well. And make sure you log on to KlamathCommunity.tv for the latest news, weather, and lifestyle news, including these daily stories posted, and you'll find exclusively on the KCTV news page. So for KCTV News, I'm Christopher German. You've made it at least until Thursday. Tomorrow's Friday, and we only have 6 days until Christmas. Merry Christmas, one and all. If you haven't gotten all your shopping done, you are running out of time, but we will be at the... we may not be at the Pikey because they were not super enthusiastic about us being there because children could be involved in this, and they don't allow children in that restaurant. So we may, in fact, be someplace else, but we are going to give away all kinds of grand gifts on Christmas Eve, and you have to come down to visit, and you have to reach into this stocking, and you have to pull out a card, and we will do our best to give everybody that comes down to visit us a gift, because this is a really cool opportunity to share all the businesses and all the generosity they have shown us to be able to give this to you guys. And that's what I'm hoping is going to happen. This weekend we could have some rain coming through, but we'll still muddle through as best we can. Hopefully by the time Christmas comes around, we will have some colder temperatures running through the area, and we will have some snow to deal with. That would be a festive thing to happen, but it's not guaranteed. We'll see what happens. Who knows? But I'm Christopher German in the KCTV News Center. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for supporting this station. And thank you so much for tuning in every day. And, of course, we will be continuing these broadcasts up until the 23rd. The last broadcast, I'm going to be having all of the gifts and stuff on the desk here, and we will be doing a home shopping network kind of thing that night. But then on Thursday, or on Christmas Day, Christmas Eve, and Christmas Day, I'm going to suspend this newscast for a couple of days, primarily because I want to go see my grandkids out in Boise, and I'm very much looking forward to that. So we're going to be putting the news on hold until we get back into the new year. And we will do our best to make up for all of the missed news headlines and stories that we are covering for you. So for KCTV News, I'm Christopher German. Have yourselves a beautiful rest of this week. Stay dry if you're out and about this evening. And as always, God bless you for watching. God bless you for participating in this news process. And thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you guys again tomorrow. Good night.
Safe Families helps kids right here in Klamath County. And there's a way that you can join in that's fun, easy, and doesn't even cost anything. You can be a Safe Families family friend. You might take a kid to a soccer game, meet with and support a new mom, or even just rock a baby. Wow. So if you have some free time, or you're an empty nester and you're looking for a way to give back, go to heartswithamission.org and find out all about it.
Merry Christmas!
Happy New Year!
Happy holidays. Paisley!